Broken color, optical mixing, or touche is a technique that was developed by the Impressionists. And what they used was a series of colors sitting side by side, so that your eye actually mixes them rather than the paintbrush mixing them. The definition for it would be broken color, or discrete brush strokes as some call them. You could call it optical mixing technique. To apply paint in which the brush strokes are distinctly visible, so you can still see them, the colors are placed next to each other and optical mixing is used. So if you put yellow and green beside each other, it looks yellow-green instead of having a green block and a yellow block and mixing a yellow-green. Stippling, done with dots, is also another way to do this. Alright, so to go about doing this, alright, so I have a series of colors here, and I'm just going to paint. I'll try to. Let's see what I've got that's not dried up. I'm going to paint with some brush strokes, and so I could have little marks that sit on the canvas. If I have more of them closer together, that color is going to be more obvious later. Okay, I'm going to switch colors here. So I've got kind of a cerulean blue. I'm going to mix a green. I don't have one on my palette right now. And I'll put this here. And instead of stirring the paint together, they can just sit side by side. You can stack and layer them. Here's another blue, but it's more of a blue-purple color. I'm not actually stirring the strokes together. I'm just setting them side by side, and they have a completely different look than if I blend them together wet into wet. A little yellow shimmer over here. You can do it with different colors. You don't have to do it with the same ones I'm doing them in. Starts to look like a water effect, as if the little ripples on the water's there. The horizontality of it helps add to that. It almost looks like in some places maybe we're seeing more of a tree being reflected in the water, and then the water's clearer in other places. Here's a nice little aqua color. And I'm not really mixing the colors together, I'm just stacking little strokes on top of each other. And where I have more yellow, it's going to look greener. Where I have more of the aqua color, it's going to look more blue-green. Here where I have more yellow, it's going to look a little yellower. But this is using the touche method. It's an impressionistic technique. The brush strokes are in control. You're mixing most of the paint actually on the palette, on the canvas. You don't have to do all your brush strokes in the same way. And